Retired four-star Army General Jack Keane, who's ubiquitous on the network, and there's a reason for that. Because he's brilliant, he's experienced, and he knows what the hell he's talking about. And he's one of my favorite guests. He's our Fox News senior strategic analyst. So, General, preliminary deal or no preliminary deal, there's 60 days of further negotiation, specifics, details that we're not aware of yet, and details that haven't been worked out yet. What are areas of concentration and focus that you'd be most interested in and concerned about?
Well, first of all, I think we have to remind ourselves, and I've talked to one of our negotiators, again, who are we really dealing with here? And obviously, the Iranians have displayed who they really are just this week with violations of the ceasefire in the Straits of Hormuz. And so our audience understands, we went to the ceasefire on April the 8th. And since April the 8th, in Lebanon, with their number one proxy, Hezbollah, they have fired rockets and missiles over 900 times into northern Israel under the ceasefire, and over 1,200 drones as well. And as a result of that, the villages and towns in northern Israel, many of the people have fled, and some of them have been killed and wounded. And they're also using Russian fiber optic drones because the Israelis are in a defensive mode because they're abiding by the ceasefire. They cannot conduct offensive operations. They're more stationary than mobile, and they're more vulnerable to attack. And they're using these Russian fiber optic cables. You can't interfere with it electronically. So that gives you a sense of who the Iranians are. And we also know they're going to cheat. So our negotiators and deal makers, as we go into the 60 days, we have got to put the provisions in place, knowing full well how diabolical this regime is and how committed they are to return to everything they want to achieve. And we have evidence of that. In the 12-day war, Mark, after the war was over, and we rendered them a defeat in terms of their nuclear enterprise and much of their ballistic missile programs and other things, they recommitted to all of their goals earnestly, fed the proxies through a different network, money. They built ballistic missiles, and they put them now in deeply buried tunnels, which we've been dealing with, increased the number, accelerated it so much that when we did the math on it, it would overwhelm Israel's defense systems, even assisted by the United States as well as our allies and partners. That created the urgency to do something about it. But what was really happening is Iran was recommitting to all their goals, and they recommitted to recover their nuclear program. So is this going to be any different this time? We're going to make a deal here, and the major ingredients will be removal of the Straits of Hormuz, all things nuclear, to be sure, enrichment completely gone, no capability to redo enrichment whatsoever. In other words, dismantle the program. Another major ingredient is going to be financial relief. And going forward, we have got to put in the provisions that absolutely prohibit and limit this regime from going back and reversing everything we achieved through this diplomatic effort. And that is absolutely going to be some roll-up-your-sleeves, tough work, but we've got to get it done. We are not going to change who this regime is. And as I pointed out, we have the evidence to demonstrate that. And I think the first item on the agenda will likely be the Straits of Hormuz. In exchange, we'll give up our leverage to the naval blockade. And in the Straits of Hormuz, going forward here, what we really need to see is they have to demine their portion of the straits that they obviously have put mines in. They don't even know where they all are. So that's not going to get done in a week or two. That's not going to take a few weeks. However, we have a channel that's been opened, and the ships will be able to move in the southern part, closer to Oman, on the channel that the United States Navy cleared, while the other channels get opened up. The next thing that has to take place is no fees, no tariffs, no anything like that. And I'm comfortable that will be achieved. But here's the thing that must happen. We cannot let Iran continue to organize the shipping of tankers and other ships through the straits. And by that I mean telling them when they can go, who can go, what time, which lane they're going to use, and the rest of it. This is international waters, and it's freedom of navigation. They want to maintain control, and we've got to make certain that they have no control whatsoever here. And that going forward is going to be an imperative. Regardless of what they say, we've got to pay attention to what they do.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.